A person who is excessively fond of wine. Wine, there are people who drink wine and then become drunk and indulge in drunken activities. So, a person too much fond of wine or alcohol, you may say, but it's generally better to say wine. What is a single word for that? That is what I want from you, my dear guys. Please, if you know the single word, then write down in the comment box. If you do not know, it doesn't matter. Don't worry. I'm there, my dear friends, to help you out always. So, a person excessively fond of wine or a person who loves wine too much is called, in a single English word, enophile. 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 He's an enophile. Are you your friend? My God, he's an enophile. Enophile. That's right. Today we are going to learn some single word expressions, and the single word expressions are very important for everyone. Every lover of English. If you want to speak English, if you want to write in English, and if you want to gain a round of applause from your audience, it is very important for you to learn single word expressions, because these single word expressions will make your English very, very concise. And that is the main purpose for which I have undertaken the responsibility of providing you with single English word expressions. That's called one word substitution. All right, look at number one. Number one is a person who stands especially when all seats are occupied. You are traveling by bus. You have boarded the bus, and just after boarding the bus, you see there is not a single seat lying vacant, because people are sitting there, so all the seats are occupied. So what do you have to do? You will have to keep standing. You have to journey. You have to travel standing only. So what will you be called at the time? A single word expression. I want. There are many people who do not get seats and they keep standing all the way. Say you are traveling from Howrah to Esplanade, and there is no seat available for you, so you have to keep standing. Well, what will you be called at that time? The conductor is giving some instruction that all those passengers who are traveling standing are requested to get off the bus. To get off the bus. Now, will the conductor have to use this long expression always? Or there is a single word for that? Yes, my dear friends, there is a single word, and that word is standy. Let me write down the word here. Standee. Standy. So the conductor may say, all the standees are requested to get off the bus. All the standees. So any passenger who travels standing on maybe a train or a bus is called a standee. Okay. Number two, either of a pair of poles with supports for the feet, enabling the user to walk at a distance above the ground. In the past, the dacoits, all the robbers, the dacoits, used these poles, very long bamboo poles with footrests. Okay, they used to place their feet on the footrests, and they used to walk very fast with the help of those two poles, those two bamboo poles. So, what is that called? Two poles are there, so that will be a plural, of course, but we are going to write singular only, because either here it is, either of a pair. The word is stilt. Stilt. S-T-I-L-T. Stilt. 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 So when you are narrating a story to the kids about the robbers of the past, you may use that. Then the robbers started walking on their steels, long pole. Not only robbers used, sometimes some royal messenger also used this to travel fast from one place to another place. These days also sometimes you will see. I just saw a couple of years ago at Kolkata Book Fair. Some people were they didn't need the steels, but in fact they were doing this just for the sake of the entertainment or amusement of the public. They were walking on the steels. All right, number three, a person who is self indulgent and devoted to sensuous luxury. There are some people of that sort. A person who is self indulgent. He always indulges himself, all right, and devoted to sensuous luxury or pleasure, bodily pleasure. This person always looks for some physical pleasure, some carnal pleasures. So, what these people do, these people drink alcohol in order to excite themselves, and they take some sort of food stuff, uh, which may excite them, and also they go after the oldest of instincts. Okay, I think you understand what I'm hinting at. Yes. So they generally, what they do, they generally go for this type of pleasures. So what are they called? A person who does this has a particular category. We do not say that everybody is this. So what is the single word for this? The single word for that is sybarite. Sybarite. Let me write down the word here. Sybarite. The word is sybarite, a person who is self-indulgent and devoted to sensuous pleasures, sensuous luxury, bodily luxury, physical pleasures. So he's a sybarite. Generally, we the common people do not like a sybarite. So we do not hate. Perhaps the word hate is a very strong word. So we don't like to make friends with a person who is called a sybarite. So if anybody says that that sybarite is your friend, you will feel a little uncomfortable about that. All right, now let's move on to number four. A shop selling cooked meats, cheeses, and unusual or foreign prepared foods. Say, Mio Amore or Mongini's. This kind of outlets are there, this kind of shops are there that sell cooked meats, cheeses, different types of cheeses, then some sort of delicacies, foreign delicacies even, like chicken internet or burger. Many names are there. I do not remember also all the names of those foodstuffs that this kind of shops sell. So what is that shop called? Say you are looking for a shop that sells cooked meats, cheeses, and unusual or foreign prepared foods. So what will you tell people? You have to ask somebody. You have to say otherwise, is there any shop nearby that sells cooked meats, cheeses, and foreign or unusual foodstuffs, prepared foodstuffs? This way, if you say, even the person may fail to understand what you are asking. But if you know the exact word, it will be very easy for you to ask someone. And the word is delicatessen. Delicatessen. Let me write down the word here, okay? Delicatessen. T E double S. Here I'm writing, okay? E N double S E N Delicatessen. Delicatessen. So you may ask someone, excuse me, is there any delicatessen nearby? Is there any delicatessen nearby? Sometimes you will see that at a Howrah station or any major station, there are some delicatessens. People generally buy things at those delicatessens when they're traveling. So that type of a shop is called a delicatessen. All right, that's why I cited the example of New Amore or Mongenis. There are many such outlets. You know perhaps better than I do. All right, let's move on to number 5. The lower part of the wall of a room when visibly distinct from the upper part. Look at the wall of your room. There you see that the upper part of the wall is painted, plastered and painted. And then look down and see the lower part of the wall is quite distinct from the upper part. Whereas the lower part is a little, maybe the lower part is marbled or simply cemented, not plastered, nor even painted. So this particular lower part, what is that called in English? You are talking to your say friend, and you are willing to say that the lower part of the wall of our room is this way. You have to say, but if you know the exact word, then you can use that word, and the word is dado, D-A-D-O, dado. Yes, D-A-D-O, dado. When you clean your floors, you should also clean the dados. Why? Because if you do not clean the dados may look dirty. That's why clean the dados. You are instructing your maid servant. Please clean the dados as well. If you are in an English country, if you are in America or in England, there, of course, your maid servant is supposed to know these exact terms. Though I don't know whether all the English people know this term, because this is a technical term, but the foreign merchants may be able to tell you the meaning of this word dado. And here also, those who are engineers, civil engineers, they also use this term dado. All right, move on to number 6. To dance a child on one's knees or in one's arms. Your child is crying too much for something, and you would like to console your child. What to do at the time? You put the child on your knees and you shake your knees so that the child feels happy. You just swing the child on your knees, or sometimes in your arms you swing the child this way, or you just lift the child this way and try to console that child. So what is this? A verb. What will you say? What is that word that you have to use? Otherwise you have to say that I was dancing my child on my knees or in my arms. It's very funny. But if you know the exact word, then you can easily use that. And the exact word is dandle. Not a very tough word, dandle. D-A-N-D-L-E. Dandle. And the baby is crying too much. Why don't you dandle the baby for some time? If you dandle the baby will stop crying. So this word dandle, you may use the word dandle. Or you may say that returning from my office, I was sitting with my kid, I was dandling my kid. This way you may use this word, anywhere you like. All right, let's move on to number 7. A man unduly devoted to style, smartness, and fashion in dress and appearance. You understand? A typical person who pays minute attention to all the details of clothing, and style. So that person is generally a man, not a woman. Okay, is willing all the time to make himself smart, and for that reason, whatever is necessary, he does. He thinks that if he follows the modern style, there is a trending style, then perhaps he will look a little smarter. Then fashion, whatever fashion is in vogue, he tries to pick up. So, what is that person called? In the past, the rich people, rich men, they generally used to go traveling, or traveling in a phaeton or in a horse carriage, and they used to wear well armed Punjabis, the well frilled dhotis. They used to hold one part of the end part of the dhoti this way in their hands. They used to have a walking stick in the other hand, and they walked in such a manner as if they were inviting the attention of everybody. These days also you will find some boys are there. They generally go out in the afternoon on their motorbikes or on their cycles, well dressed and with sunglasses on. Okay, you understand? They generally gather in front of girls' schools or girls' college. I think you understand the hint. All right, so what is that person called? That man called? Not a woman, man. Dandy. That's right. Let me write down the word. Dandy. The word is dandy. He is a dandy. Oh, you would like to be a dandy? What are you willing to do, man? I will just go out for a stroll. So why are you getting dressed up in such a manner as if you are going to attend some party? No, I'm just going for a stroll. Oh, I understand you are a dandy. You are a dandy. There is a synonym, of course, of this word, dandy. The exact synonym is fop. F-O-P, fop. The adjective form is foppish. He is very foppish. Foppish. He's a dandy. All right. So this way you may use this kind of words. I think these words will help you a lot in expressing your thoughts. Try to use these new words. If you memorize the new words and do not use the words for a long time, then I'm sure you will forget the words. So after learning this kind of words, try to make different sentences in which you may use these words. Then you will be able to remember these words for a long time. Sometimes just practicing repeatedly, you will never forget these words. So this practice is very important. There is no alternative to practice. I don't mean to say that there is any shortcut to learning English. Nothing of that sort. No shortcut to learning English. You have to, of course, be very hardworking. You have to be very attentive. Then only it's possible for you to learn English. Okay? See you again in the next video session. Thank you, my dear friends. Bye-bye.
A person is trying to share his or her love. The person knows the value of the love. Isn't it? So now there are many people, those who are going to pet an animal. Pet an animal. What is the main reason? Why they are regarding or regretting as a zoophilia? What is the main reason?
Loneliness, right?
Huh?
Loneliness.
Loneliness, no? Not at all?
Yeah,
Not at all?